Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week we have the Torghast event, Beasts of Paradigm, and also PvP Brawl, Comp Stomp. Battlegrounds will be the weekly. The third section of LFR for Sanctum of Domination will be opened up, so you can go in there. And that is the events for the week. My goals and accomplishments. I will fully admit that I kind of took a bit of a break from WoW this week, so I was only in there for a few days this week. I was doing some other stuff, some new projects I'm putting together, and yeah, so goal-wise, I got nothing really accomplished. However, I did win a couple of things on the black market yesterday when I logged in. So there will be some black market videos coming on the channel this week to show that off. But aside from that, yeah, not a whole lot got done. This week I want to level the mage. I'm still working on getting like all my professions, and I've been waiting on my main to max out the last points in enchanting because I've been doing all the professions on all my alts. So all I need is the mage to get her herbs up to max, and then we can hop over to the main, throw those last 5 points in, and I'll get my big achievement that I do every expansion. I always like to get it on my druid because as some of you guys might know, achievements are account bound, but in a guild people will just see like the achievements that specific character has gotten, and my druid has the high achievement number out of all my characters, so I like to try to keep that cycle going on her. That's basically what I'm aiming for this week, and yeah, so I guess let's head over to news. So I figured we'd get the bad stuff out of the way first. So it's all the new stuff that has happened this week regarding the situation at Activision Blizzard. So one of the big things was JL and Brack stepping down. For those that maybe are, I wouldn't say living under a rock, but there are many WoW players that really don't care about the people behind the scenes. I was one of them before I started doing the WoW news, honestly. So there might be some people that don't know who he really is. He is the current Blizzard president. So he stepped down, and now there is Jen O'Neill and Mike Ybarra that's gonna be doing that. The typing of all this was kind of coincidental. I found it quite humorous that they put the girl's name first. So yeah, that obviously was purposely done. But kudos, I guess. Good way to show you care, I guess. So they are gonna be taking over as co-leaders of Blizzard. So a little backstory on them, I guess, is Jen O'Neill. She is from the Vicarious Visions. So she's, she joined Blizzard when Vicarious Visions kind of merged with it. And then Mike, he is a former corporate vice president from Xbox. So, yeah. And he was previously an executive vice president at Blizzard. So that's kind of the backstory on these two new co-leaders of Blizzard. Right here is a little statement they put out. Feel free to pause the video and you can read it yourself. And also, right here is another statement that was put out regarding the safe work environment. Another person who stepped down this past week was Jesse Meschuk. He was a human resources executive and the unit's top HR representative. Okay, so on to the next part of news. Frances Townsend, who did some pretty bad emails. It looks like she's still employed by Blizzard, so, it does say she stepped down, but just from her current role. She is still an employee of Blizzard. She just stepped down from being an executive sponsor of the ABK Women's Network. But basically, due to all the stuff that was happening on her social media, she deleted her Twitter. There was definitely a lot of hate going her way from some of the things she was saying. Now, this next one that I wanted to add into this portion of the video is, I'm also going to show you a video footage of this. It's something that's been really going around the internet. And I just wanted to give my take on this situation because people, I feel, are taking this way out of control. So here's the video, and I'll tell you my response after you're done watching it.
Hi there, Xantia from Kieran Tor. I love what you guys done with Little Crest. I love the fact that you have a lot of very strong female characters. However, I was wondering if we could have some that don't look like they've stepped out of a Victoria's Secrets catalog.
What do you mean?
Wait.
Which catalog would you like them to step out of?
Could you see Sylvanas looking any other way? Right. So we feel you, and we want to vary our female characters absolutely. So yeah, we'll pick different catalogs.
Hey, Alex, what catalog is that Tauren female coming out of?
Not one you'd read.
Yeah, sexy cow business.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some sort of agricultural.
Okay, so my deal with this is a big reason this is, going around a lot lately is because of their reaction to the girl who was, talking about how all the women look like they just stepped out of a Victoria's Secret catalog in the game. And the thing is, I kind of side with the guys on this one, and I don't care if I get hate for that, because the thing is, they were just joking around, and even if they weren't, the reality is sex sells. It always has. You're not going to build an MMO with a bunch of fat slobs on the cover of the game. You're going to build it off of skinny, attractive women or muscular men, right? It's the same thing with men. Like, for the most part, the men look pretty good in the game as well. I've often made comments about their muscles and stuff. So I really didn't see a problem with this. Plus, this was 11 years ago. This is an old video. And honestly, they obviously, did stuff. Like, we have Kalturin now, so obviously they somewhat listened to her and they put different body types into the picture. So I'm really not seeing the issue here. A lot of people are like, this is where the, bro culture started and shit like that. They're just guys being guys, honestly. I have male friends that have said a hell of a lot worse than that. And yeah, and at the end of the day, it's all joking. Girls do it towards guys, guys do it towards girls. Like, I think at a certain point, we need to stop walking on eggshells and just realize that sometimes it's just innocent little jokes and doesn't mean anything else. I am not like everyone else that's taking this as some huge bad thing, and I just wanted to kind of put it out there for you guys, and, you know, for anyone that maybe doesn't realize that people can joke around, you know? And I feel like, you know, there's so much more they could have said to make that situation bad. What they said did not make that situation bad. It was just a little bit of humor, honestly. And to be perfectly honest, look at the game. Like, a lot of people slut-mog their characters, you know. It's like, on one end, people are bitching that they're in this mind frame or whatever, but the thing is, the community themselves makes their characters look like sluts, you know, and picks skinny characters to be in bikinis, or even worse, I know quite a few people that, like, hide everything on their characters so that they're in, like, bra and underwear pretty much, you know. So I think it's interesting how on one side you're against these people who just made a simple joke, but yet there's tons of people in the game that show off as much skin as they possibly can on their character. So, in summary, all I gotta say is there's a difference between, you know, some little humor than being a completely horrible person. Like, you can make a joke, and people can understand that that's a joke. And people did understand that was a joke back then. There was nothing bad that came out of that until 11 years later now, when allegations showed up. And I feel like people are just looking at every place they possibly can. And don't get me wrong, I feel for the girls going through what they are, but that doesn't mean we have to frown upon every little fucking thing that has happened over the span of World of Warcraft. Not everything led to that moment. And the last one I have, kind of dealing with the stuff at Activision Blizzard, is having to do with the Overwatch League. So, T-Mobile, State Farm Insurance, and Coca-Cola have removed their advertisements from the Overwatch League, as well as there's a talk show that the Overwatch League has called Plat Chat, and that covers everything having to do with that. Now let's get into some game news. The first piece of news that I would like to show you is, of course, now we can hit Renown 56. We were able to do that last week, and there are some Pepe costumes. So here's the Kyrian one, Necrolord, Night Fae, and the Venthyr. I personally love the Venthyr. I think the Venthyr one is the best one out of all four of those. Yeah. But they're all cute. For those that are a little late to the game when it comes to WoW, and maybe you have no idea how you even get this bird and all that, this was brought into the picture a long time ago. It was during the WoD expansion, and it was a long-ass achievement. It's called What a Strange Interdimensional Trip It's Been. And basically, that is what you have to do to get the whistle for the bird. And then along the way, they started coming out with all these costumes. I've got videos on how to obtain some of those costumes in WoD. And yeah, unfortunately, by the time I became a YouTube creator, I'd already had this bird. I've been very active in WoW pretty much since 2004. So yeah, but yeah, so there's no achievement or no video for that on the channel, but I'm sure you could find it elsewhere. You actually don't even need a video. All you do is you look at that achievement. It'll show you all the bosses that you need to kill. And you just gotta make sure that you're accompanied by him, and he's in a tree in the garrison. So basically I've always found him in the tree that is next to the mailbox. So, little mini guide right there. Very easy. You don't even need a video for it. You find him in your garrison, look in all the trees very closely because he's very hidden. Click on him, he'll become yours. And then you go do that achievement and make sure he's summoned out when you're killing everything. So, very easy. And then the costumes, you just click them, when you find them. Next up, we have some hotfixes. So this right here is some hotfixes regarding Torghast and Shards of Domination. And this next one is some class hotfixes, as well as some stuff doing with Midsummer Fire Festival for Classic WoW. And as you can see in the dungeons and raids, that Timewalking, that one's new. Timewalking dungeon completion is a little better. It's not the best I've ever seen. The best I ever saw it, I believe, was in Legion. I was leveling alts like you would not believe through Timewalking in Legion. It was so good leveling. So good. So it's not the best we've seen, but it's better than it's been all expansion. Here's another hotfix. As you can see, more importantly, in the dungeon and raid section, you can see that there's been some death gates added to assist in your traveling through the sanctum. So that might make it a little easier to get to all those bosses. And the last couple of pieces of news I have for you guys this week isn't WoW related, but it is Blizzard game related. So the first one is Diablo Immortal. That is delayed until sometime in 2022. They're figuring the first half, so early into 2022. The second thing is Diablo 2 Resurrected. So there was kind of a leak earlier last week, and basically on the Microsoft Store, they had a release date of August 17th, 2021 for the beta. And then it was removed. It got removed pretty fast. So there is speculation that might have actually been the beta date, and it was just accidentally put up there. And so if that does reign true, then we could see a Diablo 2 Resurrected Beta as early as August 17th. Which would kind of make sense because it actually launches on September 23rd. So, a month is usually your go-to for a beta before the actual game releases. So yeah. And that is all I have for you guys for this week. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having fun doing whatever it is you're doing. And we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.